the region that we are going to now is in Mpumalanga. Nhlamulo Mabasa is there. He's at the Results Operating Centre, I beg your pardon, at White River in Mpumalanga. Let's find out how things are going there. Quite far ahead in the counting, Nhlamulo, in terms of how many are already in. Perhaps you can give us a bit of an update. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Leanne, and good morning to our viewers. Indeed, we are coming live to you from the Rock and White River, where counting is continuing, as you rightly said in your intro. But just to take us through as to exactly what is going on and what has happened from yesterday briefly and what is currently happening, we're going to welcome the IEC representative, which is Mr. Nhlamulo Mabasa. Hopefully I pronounced it well. Yeah, good morning, sir, and welcome to Morning Live.
Morning to you, Nhlamulo, and to your viewers at home.
Please take us through, please update us as to what has happening from the time they closed yesterday. As we understand it, they closed, in some stations, they closed very late because the lines started piling up in the afternoon. So right now, where are we? What is the latest update?
Currently, we are collating the results and capturing on the system and all the processes after they've been audited by independent auditors. And then after they've been audited, we capture them and we audit the result slip. So we scan the result slip, not audit the result slip. Then after that, the results will trickle and appear on the big screen in the Result Operation Center of Mpumalanga. Then after that, they will appear in the big screen at National Result Operation Center. But we must indicate that in some places, I think one or two, counting is still continuing because some stations are very big. They closed very late in terms of finishing people who were voting. So hence, counting is still continuing. We do not want to commit unnecessary mistakes. You know, when you deal with figures, you must be very accurate so that when you produce the final result, then it becomes accurate figures. So we do have one or two stations still continuing with counting, more especially in Hertseband and Sugaliko.
Thank you very much for that update. But at this current moment, are you able to tell as to percentages, how many have we counted in our province? If it's 10%, 5%, because I know that it's a quite large or rather big province and we had a lot of stations. At this moment, roughly, where are we in terms of counting percentage-wise?
For the provincial ballot, we are sitting at 11% of the valid votes, not of the people registered, but valid votes. So we're sitting at 11% as a province. But for the national ballot, I am not yet certain how many percent are we, because that is being determined better by the national ROC. So yes, we are at 11% as the province.
Thank you so much for your time. We will be talking to you. We will be keeping update throughout the day, checking out the numbers. So for now, I'll just move out of screen before I can welcome the provincial member of the ACDP in the province, as he does say that there are challenges that they are facing or they face in some of their stations. Leanne, and he would like to talk to us about it. For now, just for a few minutes, I actually just want to let our viewers see how we're doing nationally and how we're doing provincially, specifically in Mpumalanga, how numbers are showing right now. So as you see underneath there, you can see right now we're on 11.49. And you see that the ANC at the moment is leading, also being followed by the MK and the other parties as well, with also EFF being the third, NDA being the fourth. This doesn't mean it's going to be like this the whole day. But yeah, this is how it's looking. But just briefly and quickly, let us welcome Dr. JJ, just to let us know as to what are the challenges. Briefly, sir, and welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you so much to Morning Live. I think the biggest challenges that we've been facing as the voters, you know, from yesterday there was many voting stations that the lines were extremely long and the voting was going very slow. So our greatest concern was because last night the polling stations closed at 9 o'clock and there was very long queues. And I know of many of the voting stations in Mpumalanga, the guys only started counting after 12. So our greatest concern is, were all the voters accommodated? And I'm sure the IEC would have done that. But the voting process is slow. As you see, we're standing only at 11.49% of the votes that is in. But we just want to know and make sure that the voters could vote that wanted to vote. And some of the VD stations and the voting stations went fine, but there was a hiccup with some that took very long with the long lines. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Just because of time, we're just not going to dwell much into it. We will come back to you a bit later on, but because of time, we're just going to have to cut it short.
Thank you.
That's what we have from this side, Leanne.
Thanks very much, Nhlamulo, for being with us. Nhlamulo Mabasa is watching things unfolding in Mpumalanga, and we'll cross over to her again a bit later on. But as you heard, quite far ahead when it comes to the provincial counting, it is in Mpumalanga. But again, still early to tell in terms of where we're going.